Excuse me, sir, is this the Delta House?
Sure. Come on in.
They have cold beer and action on the game.
I'm shocked to find that gambling is going on in here.
It's time for the Degenerates Next Door.
Dollar bills, y'all.
Let's have some fun. Some degenerate fun. If this country needs anything right now, it's a little fun, right? Let's go. I'm Jason Hammer. I do the Hammer and Nigel show in Indianapolis. Alongside former elected official, the unofficial mayor of Brownsburg, Indiana, and the number one rated radio host in his own right, Rob Kendall, joins me. And Rob, last week, it was the week of unders. Unders were 12-4 in week one. And throughout this year, you've kind of been Mr. Under.
You know where they weren't under, though, Hammer? Sunday Night Football, where the overcast in the third quarter.
You did ride the lightning for that one. The brain trust between Kendall and Hammer, 3-1 on NFL plays last week. You had the over in that Bills-Ravens classic. I had Bills taking the points at home. And then I won the Thursday game last week. Cowboys catching 8.5. I liked your Bears bet. I was on your Bears bet, and your Bears bet should have won, Rob.
But did I or did I not text you after that missed field goal, and I said it's over? They were winning. They were winning big. I said it's over. I've seen this play out 10,000 times in Soldier Field, and every time you'd like, if this happens, I said it's over. Stop telling me ifs. It's over. Over. You can go to bed. Dunzo. The Bears stink spill. And I knew it. And I talked myself out of it because I didn't want to hear my old man bitch at me rooting against the Bears.
You went to your dad's house to watch the game.
I don't have cable.
He is the cable provider. He's also your neighbor, by the way.
That's right, yeah.
So you mooched the game off your dad. How did Papa Kendall react, who's more of a Bears fan than you? He's been a Bears fan a lot longer.
Well, here's what pissed me off. Third quarter ends, he goes, I'm going to bed. Well, I bet against my instinct to make you happy. You're not going to sit out here and suffer with this.
Hold on. What do you mean you bet against your instinct to make your dad happy?
Because I wasn't going to, if I bet the Bears to lose, which I thought they were going to lose, then I'd have had to cheer for the Bears to lose because I can't stand to lose $5. So then my dad would have been mad the whole time that I was cheering against the Bears. So I bet for the Bears and even stay up and watch the game with me.
So because you were watching the game at your old man's house, you didn't want to hurt his feelings by rooting against the Bears because that would have really pissed him off. So you bet on the Bears, and he went to bed early.
Yeah, that's right. So I had to watch that collapse, which I knew was coming, all by myself. And had to deal with you on the text messages.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Now, real quick, though, we did hit balling on a budget, though.
You did. You did double your money on balling on a budget. So congratulations on that. We'll have another one coming up later in the show.
That's right.
Because now you're playing with house money.
That's
right?
correct.
Now, it's not like you hit a 10-1 parlay. You doubled your money. But, hey, screw it. You got your Bears money back, and now we're ready to roll. So last week, Rob, unders went 12-4. And this week, much like we saw in college, it's overreaction week.
That's right.
But the overreaction isn't about the teams. The overreaction is about the total because this is the trend that odds makers do. So at NFL preseason, damn near every game went over. So what do the odds makers do for week one? They jack the numbers up.
That's right.
What happens? Close games, divisional matchups, unders go 12-4 because the public, they see the bright, shiny object, and then they bet the overs. Okay, so Vegas is going to do this again. If slap nuts like us know that unders went 12-4, most people are going to be like, scoring's down in the NFL. Defenses are better. Let's keep playing unders. Vegas knows that. It's a trap. It's a trap. They're going to jack the numbers back to the point to where you can't hit the under in a lot of these games. So be careful. And this, my friend, brings me to this Thursday night football game tonight, which I have action on.
I want action tonight, satisfaction all night.
Don't fall for the trap. Washington at Green Bay. Depending on where you're looking at, Green Bay is either a 3.5, a few threes still out there as well. We always tell you, shop around, find the best number. But I'm looking at the total here, 48. 48 seems like a workable number for these teams and these quarterbacks here. Now, I know last week Washington didn't look great against the Giants, but keep in mind, that's a divisional matchup. Those teams know each other. And week one, you always see a little rust because these teams with legit quarterbacks, they don't play those dudes in the preseason. I think the rust is off a little bit now. And even though that game went under between Washington and the Giants went to the red zone multiple times and only came away with points once. If the Giants are not, the Giants, that game cashes over.
If you're playing Jackson Dart, that game cashes the over.
Possibly. Now you've got Green Bay on the other side. They're at home. They looked really good against the Lions, right? Everybody's talking about the Green Bay defense and Micah Parsons this, and maybe, just maybe, that Lions offense isn't as advertised. Maybe losing their offensive coordinator hurts that team.
He sure didn't help the Bears.
Maybe Jared Goff not being able to get out of the pocket is not something that is conducive for success against Green Bay. Well, Jaden Daniels can do that here. So I like the over in this one tonight. And here's why. In all but 2 of Jaden Daniels' starts with Washington, they've scored 20 or more points, all but twice. Their last 4 road openers, the game has always gone over. I've got confidence Green Bay is going to score points at home. If I had to pick, I'd lean Green Bay covering here, but I'm not picking the spread because that hook scares me off a little bit. I think it might be kind of close, but I do like this total. So we're going against the house. Vegas is trying to trick you into betting unders. Do not fall for it. I think this feels like one of those 28-21 type of games, maybe a 30-20. I don't know. Maybe it's 30-27, but I think we go over 48. Could be a slower start, but I am going to ride the lightning, Rob, and we're going over tonight.
I like it. I like it.
Now, the big game on the schedule is the Super Bowl rematch. The Eagles at Kansas City, and the point spread has done a flip-flop. The Eagles were the dog before week 1.
The Eagles.
Love Fetterman. I mean, not really, but I love him saying that. But now the line is the Eagles are the favorite after week 1. Again, the overreaction from Vegas, the overreaction from the betting community changing this line. Philly is now a 1 to 1.5 point road favorite at Kansas City in Arrowhead. You don't see a lot of road favorites in Arrowhead. The total, Rob, 46.5.
And by the way, we've said this before on the show, the best part of that whole the Eagles thing is then, and nobody ever plays this for some reason, he realizes he said something egregious, but his brain wasn't capable of deciphering what egregious thing he said, so he just goes, nah.
Here's what we're talking about. This was Fetterman, Pennsylvania senator, when he was running for election. Now, he was fresh off of a stroke.
Right, that's correct.
At this point. And most people said, hey, you need to focus on yourself, sit this one out, get back in the next cycle, because he clearly wasn't all there.
And he meant to say the Eagles are playing the Steelers. The Eagles are playing the Pittsburgh Steelers, Pennsylvania game. That's what he meant to say.
The Eagles are so much better than the Eagles.
Wait for it.
No.
Like, you hate to laugh at the guy, but, like, his wife allowed him to do that. She was so power hungry. She was willing for her husband to make a fool of himself because she wanted to be a senator's wife.
It was like a Homer Simpson thing. No.
So, and we'll get to your pick here in just a moment because I know that's what people are listening for, but great moments in Eagles history. What's better? Fetterman saying the Eagles are so much better than the Eagles, or the mayor of Philadelphia right before the Super Bowl, misspelling the word Eagles.
E-L-G-S-E-S, Eagles! Let's go, Birds!
Elgless. Now,
These politicians.
E-A-G-L-E-S. That's how you spell Eagles. Get your pen out. See how she did.
E-L-G-S-E-S, Eagles!
Didn't even make it to the second letter.
Let's
No.
go, Birds!
No. All right, where are we at here, Rob?
Okay, so you and I had a little powwow yesterday, and I agree with you. I think there's always an overreaction. The spread or the total is 46.5. That spread scares me either way because I know, Hammer, as soon as I bet on the Eagles, which would be my instinct, they're going to rig it for the Chiefs so they can show Taylor Swift 932 times, and then I'm going to have the misery of losing money and having to see that woman, so I can't do that, even though I think the Eagles are going to win the game. So I'm with you. The Eagles, it was 24-20 in the third quarter at that game with the Dallas game before the Lightning hit, right? They had 44 in the third quarter, so you can't do anything after that Lightning hit. I feel like the Eagles' offense is pretty good. The Chiefs put up 21, despite, was that not the craziest thing? Kelsey took his own player out on the first play. You want to get an idea of how big those guys are? That Worthy dude, if you saw him in a gym or something, you'd be like, that guy's massive.
Right.
And he looked like a little child getting thrown around by Travis Kelsey.
That's how these athletes are. If you've ever sat up close to just an NBA game, okay, not even NFL where the dudes are all big and strong, NBA, like the littlest dude is still pretty jacked. I was sitting courtside and you see TJ McConnell. Now on television, he looks like a contest winner.
He's a runt.
Right, out there running around. But you get up close to him, he's pretty cut.
Yeah, and that Worthy dude looked like a rag doll being thrown around running into Kelsey. Anyway, I'm going over on this one. The Chiefs look pretty good against the Chargers, who have a good defense. I think they can combine together for 47 points. I'm going over.
Over? Did you say over? Nothing is over until we decide it is.
All right. The last time you and I were on the same side of a game, we lost.
Boo!
So we're going back to the well, baby. I'm with you on the over here. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these teams have gone over. And again, this is another one of those look in the mirror before bed games. If I bet the over and I get beat, I can look at myself in the mirror and go, you know what? There are multiple Hall of Famers on that field, a generational quarterback, the defending Super Bowl champions, Pro Bowlers everywhere. It didn't work out. That's fine. But if I bet the under and it cashes over, I've got to look at myself and go, hey, idiot. Mahomes and A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley. And did you not see what they did to him a year ago? Like, I'd have a hard time sleeping at night.
Yeah.
So give me the over 46.5. Call me Captain Over.
Gentlemen, I'd like you to meet your captain, Captain Over.
Gentlemen, welcome aboard.
Captain, your navigator, Mr. Unger, and your first officer, Mr. Dunn.
Unger? Over. Over. Done.
Done. All right, those are our picks for the big game on the slate and my action on Thursday night tonight. Coming up here in just a little bit, I will give you some prop bets for tonight's action. A lot of the NFL Sunday props not released yet at the time of this podcast. We do this on Thursday at around noon, okay? But damn it, there's a game tonight that we can get some prop bet action on. So we'll go down to the prop shop coming up here in just a little bit. But up next are 2 professional handicappers, Kenny Britt and David Stephanoff. We're going to make them give us not 1, but 2 free plays that you can bet on. That's coming up next. We are the Degenerates Next Door. Back on the Degenerates Next Door, where a couple slap nuts like Rob and I crunch the numbers, get into AI, try to dig up every single edge we can find, pass that on to you. But we are not professional handicappers. That's why we bring on professional handicappers and we make them do the same damn thing, right? Gives a little credibility to this little pony show. Kenny Britt is the man behind KB Sports. He joins us now. My man, how are you?
I'm doing great, and you guys hold your own. Don't disservice yourself any. Now, the AI thing, my birth date's a little before yours, so I bypass the whole AI stuff. But yeah, don't disservice you guys. You guys hold your own. That's for damn sure.
Like, I wish I had access to a time machine because we could go back a number of years and people will be saying, with AI, you'll be able to diagnose cancers and live longer. And then degenerates like us are going, and we also might have a better handle on gambling.
Right. I still miss a sports page on a Sunday morning, man. I tell you, wasn't nothing like that 20 years ago.
Holding the paper while you're taking a dump just hit better than holding your phone.
Boom. 45 minutes in the bathroom with the Sunday sports page during football season. I mean, what was better than that? Yeah, exactly.
Foot falling asleep, standing up, stumbling around the can. Oh, I'm with you.
Yeah, because your foot falls asleep. You go to stand up and break your ankle, but it was still great.
The big game that's on the schedule, Super Bowl rematch, the Eagles at the Kansas City Chiefs. This line did a flip-flop after week one, Kenny. Eagles, I'm now seeing around a 1.5-point favorite. Again, shop around depending on your sports book. The total is hovering at 46.5. What do you think?
Well, real quick, I wanted to get into I think three things that we learned in week one NFL. The New York Giants, Cleveland Browns, and Chicago Bears are still the New York Giants, Cleveland Browns, and Chicago Bears.
Yes, they are who they thought they were.
I hate to say that about the Bears because I know that's Rob's team, and I'm a big Ben Johnson fan. But how did they lose? I don't know. So anyway, I think we learned that
because I had money on them. That's why, Kenny. That's why they lost. Because I took the home divisional dog, which is usually a pretty good bet in week one, unless of course you're talking about the sad ass Bears who laid an egg with the 85 Bears watching in the house. Come on.
Yeah, for first three quarters. I mean that. You was probably already cashing your bet, and it was crazy.
Kenny, have you met me? I'm waiting for somebody to screw me. I knew that was going to happen at some point. It was just a matter of whether it was going to happen early in the fourth or late in the fourth.
You're sitting there. You're sitting there 20 points down, saying the Vikings got it right where they want them, right?
Right.
So anyway, I got that's the first thing I think we learned this weekend. I think the second thing we learned is Jalen Carter is a dumbass.
Yes. Although, did Dak spit first? Like that Zapruder film, was he spitting at Carter or was he spitting in the direction and then Carter responded?
Well, he spit. It went to the ground. So that's, we saw it. I don't, that's hard to say. I don't know. But it doesn't matter. You don't if Dak was spitting at him, he should be in trouble, but you don't retaliate that way. That's what a man does.
Right. Especially with a referee there, you moron.
Yeah, exactly. And because it's always the second person that gets caught. 100% of the time, the second person is the one that gets caught.
Absolutely.
So, then the third thing we learned, Jason, I can't wait to say this so I can get yelled at. I think we've learned that the Pittsburgh Steelers will be playing in February.
Oh,
in
Jesus.
Super Bowl 60.
Oh, God. You Steeler people, wear me out. Oh. You're the same guy that did not want Aaron Rodgers, and I told you, Kenny, in the offseason, I said, your sorry ass is going to be wearing an Aaron Rodgers jersey before that season's over.
Give me a few more weeks to warm up, but let me say this. He has zero mobility. I've got Sunday tickets, so I got to watch the game here in Indy. But, man, he can still drop the ball where it needs to be dropped. On a dime.
I mean, you look at his numbers from when he played with the Jets. Like, everybody talked about how washed Aaron Rodgers was. His numbers were better than anybody the Colts had last year. His numbers, they weren't great, but they were better than a lot of teams. They weren't Aaron Rodgers-like, but it wasn't like he was out there looking like Anthony Richardson.
No, and the Steelers haven't had a quarterback that can throw the ball downfield since really even Ben's last 2 years he couldn't. So they've got that. Like I said, he can't move at all, but if he's got time, he can lay the ball I mean, precision. All right. So anyway, I think that's the three things we learned. I just wanted to get you riled up real quick. This KC Philly game, man. Philly's the same team as they were last year, basically, when they beat them in the Super Bowl hands down. Kansas City's down. Now there's down Xavier Worthy. But they do have two wide receivers that used to be number one receivers on other teams, and Juju and Hollywood Brown. So it's not as gloom and doom as you would think it would be, losing your top receiver like that. I just can't see Kansas City losing two in a row to start the season, especially at home. But something just seems amiss in Kansas City. It's just a feeling gamblers get, football people get. I mean, do you agree? It's just something doesn't seem right in Kansas City this year.
I think they are down a little bit, but it's that home field that bugged me out about this. That's why I went with the total on this one. It's the same thing with that Ravens and Bills game last weekend. I think the Ravens are probably the better team, but I can't bet against Buffalo at home.
Yeah, they were the better team for 55 minutes by 20 points. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to do what you did and kind of cop out on a side because I just don't know. I'm going to take the first half over 22.5. It's 23.5 on FanDuel, but that 23 could be a big number, and it's 22.5 on DraftKings. So I'm going first half over 22.5. That's only a 13-10 type of game. I think Kansas City will come out with some emotion and play well. I think in the end, Philly will probably win in the second half. But I just don't know about Kansas City. When you got Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, you never, ever count them out. But something just doesn't seem right there right now.
Right. And
so
whether you're going
22.5.
Whether you're going first half or the full game over, like Rob and I both are, it just feels illegal to bet the under when you've got Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, that Eagles team that beat the brakes off of them last year. Like, if I get beat, if it's a slugfest, so be it. I can go to bed and think, okay, I lost a bet. It happens. But if I bet the under in this game, and I get beat, I have to look at myself and go, what the hell is wrong with you? Do you know the amount of Hall of Famers that are out there on that field right now, and your dumbass bet the under?
Well, yeah, and just 8 months ago they just played in the Super Bowl and scored 64 points. So I agree. So I think we're all copping out. I was be interested to see what David picks, but I think we're all copping out on the side, just going with the total. It sounds like.
What's another game that you've got circled on your radar?
I got one I love, Jason. This is a participation thing here real quick. I got two questions for you.
Okay.
Did you have last week on your bingo card Joe Burrow going 14 for 23 for 113 yards?
I did not.
Okay. Did you have Jamar Chase going 2 catches for 26 yards on your bingo card?
Also negative.
Negative. All right. They scored 17 points last week with those stats on the road against Cleveland. Cleveland held the time of possession 36-24, which is a big gap. This weekend, Cincinnati's unloading. Okay, they're unloading. The total is 26.5 for a team total on Cincinnati. They scored 17 last week. With those kind of numbers, Cincinnati team total over 26.5. That will be a VIP play, something I love. I think last year they played each other and they scored 34 points against Jacksonville. It's going to be bright and sunny and 90 degrees in Cincinnati on Sunday, no rain. This team total to me just sticks out. That's not going to happen again this week. I think Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow are going to unleash on Jacksonville this weekend.
And you know what? Another reason I like that bet, Kenny, is because I think I'm higher on the Jags than a lot of people are. I think this is a big year for Trevor Lawrence, and I think he knows that. I think the Jags put some points up here. So if Cincinnati is going to win this game or cover or any of the options here, they're going to have to put some points up.
Yeah, and Jacksonville, they played pretty well last week offensively. Now it was against Carolina, so we don't. But Etienne ran great.
Right.
Lawrence looked good. This is a term everybody hates, but he managed the game pretty well. I think Jacksonville's going to put up some points. Of course, they're playing Cincinnati's defense, so that's not that hard to do anyway. And to your point, that's a slugfest. I'm sorry, not a slugfest. That's a shootout. So I just think this is a high-scoring game in general, but I don't want to put my money on Lawrence quite yet this year. But on Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase this Sunday, yeah, all in on that one, Jason. When they score 17 points with those kind of numbers, they only need 10 more points, and that was at Cleveland. It's shitty to play at Cleveland. The field's always crappy, even when it's sunny out.
Right.
This is in Cincinnati. Give me the over team total 26.5 all day long.
All right, so we're over on that game. Bengals team total 26.5, and then you found on DraftKings first half over for the Eagles and Chiefs over 22.5.
You got it.
My
and
man.
One more thing, I just saw before you called, there's a petition going around to change Danny Dimes to Indiana Jones.
Oh, I'm here for it, man. Hey, move the Peyton statue and put the Danny Dimes statue out in front of Lucas Oil Stadium.
You talking about Steelers fans now. Come on now.
Hey, man, if somebody wants to become a client of yours and get the college football, the NFL, the horse racing, the baseball, where can they go?
Yep, we're on Facebook on KB Sports. It's also got a Twitter, X, whatever, KB Sports Wins. That just started up a few weeks ago. But, yeah, Facebook on KB Sports. We're up above 500 this year. We didn't have a week like David did last week. Woo! But we're up above 500 this year. And with the way the Vegas has done in the last few weeks, that's good, being above 500. So we got football, baseball, horse racing, and basketball starts in about 6 weeks. So We'll have that coming up pretty soon. So, yeah, we're ready to go for the weekend, Jason. A bunch of great games in college and pro.
Kenny Britt of KB Sports. Follow him on Facebook. My man, we'll talk on Tuesday for the college show.
All right. Can't wait, guys. Let's have a big weekend.
So we go from one professional handicapper to another. David Stephanoff, the man behind followneverfade.com. You can find him all over social media. He's passing out free plays. He's got VIP plays. My man, how are you?
Good morning, Hammer. Shout out to Kenny in the mayor of Brownsburg. Rob's NFL's back. Let's try to go 2-0 again this week, Hammer.
You know what? The brain trust of David and Hammer 4-0 on NFL games last week, and combined record there.
The Knoxville combo. I like that. I like that a little bit.
The big game that we're making everybody pick on the show here is Super Bowl rematch, Eagles at Kansas City. Again, this was a line that flip-flopped after week 1. 1.5 is what I'm seeing right now. Eagles a slight road favorite. 46.5 is the over-under. Again, shop around to find the line that works for you. What are you seeing? What do you like?
This game is Kansas City showed last week versus San Diego was in Mexico. That a lot of these teams they lose and they go overseas. They come back, they lose again. I think Vegas is screaming, telling you right now what you need to see. Philadelphia, the favorite at Kansas City. That says a lot to me. It says that it's not the Kansas City of the old. They're playing in probably the toughest division in football, the AFC West. I'm leaning here Philadelphia. I'm going to go I'm going to side with Vegas here. They're telling everybody that they should be favored. I think Kansas City. You can get it, like you said, you can shop around here. Kansas City's banged up. Kansas City's definitely banged up. Got some suspensions, but I definitely think you can take Philadelphia Eagles -1. That's going to be a good player.
All right, so David is on the Eagles. He is going to lay the 1. 1 is the number you found, right?
Well, it's 1.5. So like you said, this game was kind of like the Dolphins Colts all for weeks and weeks. This game's been on the board. Like you said, Kansas City was favored until they've seen how they weren't playing. The suspensions, injuries. Now they're the favorite. If you can find one, maybe I'd just take money line, be safest bet here. They're not laying too much juice, probably 120, 115, 125, maybe tops. But I just take the Eagles to win the game.
Okay, so Eagles lay the 1 or the money line here. And for your second pick, what other game on the board sticks out to you?
Okay, I'm not going to be a homer here. It's one thing I've learned about being a professional gambler. You can never bet with your heart. I love the Colts to get it versus Denver. I really do. I think you're going to see a lot of these Colts games this year, Hammer. Vegas don't know what to have the line. We don't know about Daniel Jones yet. He might be good here. We don't know. But I think Vegas is a lot of the Colts lines will be 2-3 this year, and I think the wrong team's favored here with the Colts getting 2 points at home versus the Broncos. I watched a lot of the Broncos last week. Tennessee scored 12 points on 4 field goals. All 4 of those field goals should have been touchdowns. Denver did not play very good. Year 2 of the quarterback, Bo Nix, year 2. Bo Nix not the same Bo Nix on the road as he is at home. Let's get that one. I just think Vegas is disrespecting the Colts here. I'm going to take the 2 points. I think they got they played a better defense. I know Miami's not going to be no juggernaut, that's for sure. But I just watched the Denver game. They shouldn't have won that game last week. They were lucky to cover the game. They were lucky to win the game. Like I said, most of Tennessee killed themselves a lot more than Denver beat them. So I'm going to take the Colts. Our Colts plus the 2 points. No, throw the 2 points out the window, Hammer. I'm taking the money line. Colts money line versus the Broncos. We don't need no 2 points. Stinking 2 points Sunday.
All right, Colts money line. Is this more because you believe this Colts team's better, Daniel Jones might be better than we thought, or is this a fade of Bo Nix on the road?
I think Vegas is giving Denver too much credit for last year and their easy record last year than this year's. Like I said, they're going to be the toughest division in football. Now they're going on the road. I think the Colts are going to surprise everybody. I mean, if the Colts look like they had versus Miami, they definitely should be favored in this game. But like I said, Miami's not Denver. But I think Bo Nix is not the same. Bo Nix not saying Bo Nix is at home. He's on the road. That's why I just think the Colts is the play here.
All right, my man. Hey, if somebody wants to become a client of yours, again, you gave us 2 winners on this show last week out of 2 picks. Where can they find you at?
Okay, we're everywhere, Hammer. Thank you. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. Last week in NFL, Hammer, we went 10-1, as you know. 10-1 in NFL. We started out 9-0 in NFL. Not too many cappers can say that. College football, I think we're 12-10 so far on college football. I'll tell the truth, win or lose. My
that's
record.
above 500, man, and the house has been making a killing. Yeah,
you're right. You're totally right. But hey, I gotta be transparent. I gotta tell the truth about everything. But you can follow me everywhere: Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. Baseball's wrapping up. Tennis is wrapping up for the year. You get baseball and tennis when you sign up for my VIP football for the year. Thank you again. Shout out to the mayor of Brownsburg, Rob. Shout out to you, the captain of the ship, Jason Hammer, and KB Sports, Kenny Britt. Thank you again for following me, and let's have a great week. Good luck to everybody this week in all their picks, and don't forget to follow Never Fade.
All right, there you go. Our 2 professional handicappers. Kenny is on the first half over of Eagles Chiefs. David is on Eagles money line or -1, depending on how brave you feel. Kenny has the Bengals team total over 26.5, and David taking the Colts on the money line. He doesn't want the stinking points. He's going Colts on the money line. When we come back, we're not done picking games here. Mr. Monday Night will saunter back into the studio. We will take a little trip to the prop shop, and we're having a good time here, man. We're betting games, having some fun. I think that's what this country needs right now. Some good old-fashioned degenerate fun. We are the Degenerates Next Door. We're coming right back. Back on the Degenerates Next Door, I'm Jason Hammer. Rob Kendall is here. And last week, Rob gave you a very cheap but effective parlay where you could bet very little and then double your money. So you could go from very little money to slightly more money. Let's see if he can do it again. We call it balling on a budget.
This happens to be a $100 minimum bet table. Perhaps you'd be more comfortable at one of our lower stakes tables.
Oh! All right, you cheapskates. It's time for Rob Kendall's Ballin' on a Budget.
Very tight with $1.
Very tight with $1. Rob, what are we doing?
We're calling this the We Bet Money Line against the same rotten teams every week until they prove they can win a game parlay.
Love that title. Love it.
Same teams we went against last week. I think these are 4 of the bottom feeders in the NFL. We're going to bet against some money line again. You got the Ravens -800 against the Browns. Rams -255 at the Titans. Cowboys minus 230 versus the Giants, and 49ers minus 162 at the Saints. You put them together, you get plus 263, which means a $10 bet would pay you $26.34.
Can I give you a Saints betting hack?
Oh, yes.
So I learned this last week, and I'm hoping this is a situation we can use this week. Whoever the Saints are playing, if the Saints, let's just say, win the coin toss, accept the ball, and score first, hammer the other side when it's 7-0, when it's 3-0, because you're never going to get better odds betting against the Saints. That's like the Saints hack. It might not be plus money, but it'll be a little bit better than maybe what it was before the game.
Now, I think the 49ers are down some dudes, but I think the Saints stink that bad.
They do. They are on the clock. As bad as the Dolphins looked last week, the Saints are on the clock. So the Saints betting hack, wait for them to score first when it's 7-0, when it's 3-0, and then live bet their opponent to get a better number than you would have got before the game.
So we're staying with these four teams until one of them proves they can win a game on our ball and on a budget this year.
As for the other ways you can make some money, let's bet on some individuals. Let's go down to the prop shop.
I'll take you to the
prop
shop. I'll let you lick the lollipop. Go ahead, girl, don't you stop. Keep on going till you hit the
prop. And again, at the time of this podcast, Thursday at noon, a lot of the player props not yet released on a lot of the outlets. But we do have action tonight, Thursday Night Football. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. I am not parlay guy. I'm on the over tonight for the game. But I'm not a parlay guy. I'm not parlaying my over with these picks. I'm an individual bet guy. So let's take a look at Deebo Samuel. Over under 54.5 receiving yards tonight. I'm going to ride the lightning and we're going to go over. Last week had 7 catches for 77 yards. But more importantly, he had 10 targets. And that's what you're looking for when you're trying to hit a receiving prop. Does the quarterback look for the receiver? Yes, he does. And what we expect tonight is if Green Bay's defense and pass rush is as advertised, Daniels is going to get some pressure, so he's got to get rid of the ball quickly. You got maybe one of the best slot receivers in football, Deebo Samuel. So why not get him involved in the offense? We're going to go over 54.5 yards for Deebo tonight. Here's another one. Jordan Love, over or under 5.5 rushing yards. Now, this is tricky. This could totally backfire.
The knee could do you in.
If you think the Packers are going to win, there's a very good chance the final 3 plays of this game are a kneel down, which is -2, -2, -2, -6 yards. We've lost bets that way. Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl a number of years ago cost bettors a lot of money with the kneel down. But 5.5, that's one broken play.
That's right.
Like if there's a pass rush coming at him and he has to scramble and dive in or slide for a first down, it's just 5.5. I have to bet the over, right? I feel like I have to. It's my civic duty. So we're over 5.5 rushing yards for Jordan Love, but keep an eye on that kneel down.
You know where the kneel down saves you, though, Hammer, not to cut you off? When you've got the under in the opening week in Dublin, Ireland, and the team's at the 1-yard line. That's where the kneel down saves you.
I think I just heard Kenny Britt yell an expletive, who was on the other side of that. And lastly, it's not a player prop, but it's a team prop tonight. So if I'm going to be over, full game over 48, I think it makes sense to be over 10.5 for Washington in the first half. You get 2 touchdowns, you cash. You get a touchdown, 2 field goals, you cash. 10.5 seems like a workable number here when you've got pretty good receivers and a good mobile quarterback here. Over 10.5 total points for the artist formerly known as the Redskins in week 1. Now, those are our plays for tonight, for Sunday. But last time I checked, that leaves a couple more games on the schedule Ladies and gentlemen, ripping off his shirt like Hulk Hogan in 1986, please welcome Mr. Monday Night. All right, Rob, as Mr. Monday Night, you get dealer's choice here. There are two games on Monday night. You've got the Buccaneers at the Texans, or you've got the Chargers at Las Vegas taking on the Raiders. Buccaneers at the Texans. Texans are a 2.5-point home favorite. Over under around 42.5. Chargers at the Raiders. Chargers, who look good in Brazil. 3.5-point road favorite. Over under 46.5.
Well, I got something going for me, which is I'm not constrained by the fact of my father disapprovingly looking at me if I bet against his favorite team.
Buy your own cable, you cheap ass. You don't have to worry about it.
All right. So I found the Chargers. Chargers -3 on FanDuel. So I'm going with that because it works in my favor. Look, I operate that the Raiders Stinksville until proven otherwise. I don't think beating the Patriots by a touchdown proves you're the next coming of the 85 Bears. And the biggest factor, Jim Harbaugh is a known cheater, Jason Hammer. And you never bet against a known cheater. I'm taking the Chargers laying the 3.
There you go. Those are our plays for week 2. As they would say in Paris, France, of the National Football League. Man, this is going to be fun. Eagles and Chiefs, I'm on the over. Rob's on the over. Kenny Britt is on the first half over. David Stephanoff is on the Eagles on the money line. Then we've got Rob taking the Chargers -3 on Monday. I am looking at the over in tonight's ball game, Washington and Green Bay. I got the number at 48. David Stephanoff, fall or never fade, Colts money line. He doesn't want your stinking 2 points. He's going money line. He wants max money. And Kenny Britt, bounce back performance by Cincinnati. He's on the over 26.5 team total. Those are our plays. Do with that information as you desire. We will be back on Tuesday for the college football show. Again, follow us on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, at Gambling Stuff. Hey, we're in this thing together, man. Let's bring down the house together. For Rob Kendall, for Kenny Britt, for David Stephanoff, I'm Jason Hammer. Good luck, everybody. We'll talk to you Tuesday. And as always, may the odds be ever in your favor.